What is up, everyone? Welcome to IronDadAz podcast. I'm Rob Martin coming to you from the always sunny, always moving, always hot in the number one Glendale, Arizona. Here at IronDad, it isn't just about lifting heavy, crushing miles. It's about a mindset, a lifestyle, showing up for your family, mentally strong, physically capable, and emotionally present. Just like the process of forging iron and sharpening a blade is messy and a grueling process, so is hardening and sharpening your mind. Up grinding before the sun's up, doing the hard things before everyone wakes up. At Iron Dad, I'll be covering day-to-day parenthood things. I wish I knew before becoming a dad, the lessons I'm still learning every day. We're talking about parenting, fitness, mental toughness, the outdoors, Arizona style. And I got some pretty cool guys that I've been talking to, networking, talking about bringing on. So whether you are a brand new dad, expecting dad, a seasoned vet, or a granddad with stories to tell, you don't need to be an athlete or outdoorsman or whatever. You just need grit, love, and relentless commitment to lead from your family from the front to be an Iron Dad. If that sounds like your kind of tribe, make sure to follow or subscribe to the podcast, whatever app you're listening to, which would be YouTube right now. So go ahead and leave a review, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode, and share it with anyone you think would be interested. Iron sharpens the iron, guys. Let's get after it. So, well, happy Flex Friday evening. I have been trying to make it my goal to do a pod every Tuesday and Friday. It's been more like Wednesday morning and Saturday morning, but I finally hit that goal of Friday evening. I'm jumping in here real quick. We had dinner and bath time, and now so I'm taking a little breakaroonie to come in here right before bedtime. It is late. It's about 9:45. I was hoping to get out this a little earlier, but here we are. So tonight I'm kind of thinking, Fridays. I'll be talking about a little more just like kind of like my fitness journey. So I'm turning 42 this year in December, so 41 and a half. I still count the half. My birthday is in December. So when I was younger, I always figured I would give myself a chance to celebrate when everybody wasn't going on Christmas vacation and doing all that. I'm the day after Christmas, so everybody kind of forgets about it. Yeah. So that's it. Hey, birthdays aren't a big deal. I'm not big on it. Maybe like the big numbers and long, depending who's there. But just the older I get, now that I'm a dad and all that, I'm like, gosh, man, I kind of have everything I want. I'm married. I have a beautiful wife. I have two beautiful kids. I have a house. I have my garage gym, which I wanted all through my 20s, and up until my mid 30s when I started putting it together when I bought this place. But it's the same thing. Kind of is going into Father's Day weekend, right? Happy Father's Day to all the guys out there, and I hope y'all are enjoying it. The same thing, like I really don't feel like I need anything or anything big and special for Father's Day. For me, I kind of see, I kind of think of, it's Father's Day every day. There's really nothing more more special that I feel that, like when you get home, or when you greet your kids. I got off work this evening, and my wife was over at my in-laws. They were swimming and stuff, and they came home, and I was waiting for them to pull in. And once they pulled in, I opened the door, and my son's saying "Daddy." He's excited, and that's so much. That's literally the best gift I could ever ask for. Hearing Daddy, for my boys, and my little guy always super excited, to see me, and that's cooler than there's literally nothing that money could buy that could be more special than that. But I also see that as like as dads, we have that title, and how our kids look at us when they say that, with just these big eyes, and they think that we could do anything. It's kind of like that joke where they say it's having a kid is like having like a broke best friend. How they think that you can get them anything or whatever, or even a drunk best friend, when they throw up and whatever. So I'm kind of going off, but yeah, I feel like like we kind of have to, as dads, we need to live up to their expectation. We need to expect more out of ourselves when it comes to that. Yeah, we're in Men's Mental Health Month, and yeah, we definitely need to be there and support each other as men. But we also have to, regardless of our past, our background, the things we've gone through, it's still up to us to deal with those things. So, and be present for our kids. We're their first superhero. I remember when I was a kid, man. My dad was my dad was a general contractor, and he was old. He was 45 when I was born. But he, man, I mean, the things I'd see this guy pick up, and like, he was a boxer in the army. He was law enforcement for a bit. He had a full life, man, and he was just a man's man, a tough dude. And my mindset, the majority of my life was, shoot, man, this, it doesn't matter like what I get into, my dad will be able to help me. He'll be able to help, get me out. He can protect me. And yeah, and that's kind of, I feel like that's something I need to live up to for my own kids, because it just gives you a completely different, it just gives you a whole different confidence, being like, shoot, man, yeah, my dad can protect me from anything. And so I'm 41 and a half, about 5'9", and I'm, yeah, after my second was born, I bumped back up to about 240, 245, and I just need to remind myself that the grains are not my friend. I've definitely upped my cardio. I'm hiking, doing a trail run, combination of both, depending on how I'm feeling, 3 days a week. And then I'm hitting a lot of upper body, and then I'm doing a leg session a week. Just to, I kind of knew going into the hiking, since I think I've talked about this before. I'm training for that. I'm training for the rim to rim hike, Grand Canyon. So I think it's gonna be a rim to rim to rim. So I don't have the best back, so I really don't want to sleep on the floor or on the ground. So I'll probably start at the south rim, go across, stay up top, because they have rooms up there, and then I'll come back the next day. Everybody I talked to said it's rough, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. So but I kind of knew going into this. I'm like, all right, I'll at least get a leg day a week. Pre-training, I was for this. I was trying to get 2 leg days a week, which is great. I had a lot of really good size in my quads, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to sacrifice that a little bit if this is what it is I want to do. So yeah, I'm hitting legs once a week, usually Tuesday, and then I'm doing, just like throughout the week, depending on the kids, I'm hitting chest and back, and then shoulders and arms, and I'll be posting some of the workouts I'm doing. I mean, if I can get two leg days a week, I'll do it. If I have like a Saturday or something, which is usually family day, but if it's just a lazy day, maybe I'll just get in there. So yeah, that's it. So I like I was saying, I keep, for some reason, I keep thinking that the grains are my friend, which I kind of come out of a bodybuilding background, and before I met my wife, I was like 7% body fat, 28 inch waist, and I was probably like 190, 195, and I held on to that pretty good up until she got pregnant with my first son, my almost 3-year-old, who thinks he is a teenager now, and so he's been in there bartering with us and convincing us that he doesn't need to he doesn't have to go to bed right now. So yeah, we kind of got suckered into, we're usually getting like a 10 o'clock bedtime, but yeah, we're hoping to get that a little bit earlier once the baby's sleeping all through the night. He's 8 months. Both boys are in 6 diapers. I know I talked about on the last one with cousin Mikey on my last pod. If you want to give that a listen, we're kind of discussing. I guess he's on a much more structured bedtime than my kids. So now I'm so I'm kind of going back. I usually do a lot better with less carbs, but I'm still gonna keep some fruit. And we are in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer, so I still need to keep some kind of, keeping like watermelon, and I got some pineapple. I'm still kind of doing some like fruit smoothies in the morning. But yeah, I am kind of going back to more just animal protein and some fruits and veggies for my just keep the fruits and veggies as my carbohydrates. My body kind of works a little better off that, and I stay leaner. Because man, dude, those carbs are very they're addicting, man. You eat them, man, they just taste so good. You just want to keep going. So that is, yeah, man, that's about it. Yeah, so I'll just be I'm hoping Fridays I can just kind of update on what I'm doing with my training. I figured since I'm training for this rim to rim, and I have this like late onset of trying to become a hunter. I have a rifle. I stole that term from cousin Mikey again. And then I figured out, gosh, man, I'm training for this rim to rim. Like my endurance is good, and I'm getting strong. So I just went out and bought a bow right off Facebook Marketplace. I got pictures up on my Instagram, IronDadAz. And yeah, dude, guys, Facebook Marketplace, man, you don't have to buy everything brand new. Just kind of observe. you can zoom in, look at the look at the products. I mean, I picked up a pretty decent. I got a Hoyt Power Max. I have got like 10 practice arrows in there. It was $300. Great deal, man. Great deal. Like if you shop well enough, you can find those deals and still kind of be on a budget. Um, it can be affordable. I know everything's so expensive right now. But yeah, I'll be keeping you guys posted on this. I'll be posting some more workouts. Um, I kind of I like to. I don't know. I kind of like the whole. I kind of like being a. The whole. Um, like a mad scientist in the lab. I call the gym my lab. Playing around, and I got a pretty efficient leg day session this last week, and I'll probably post that. I know I've already posted leg day before. That was more focusing on the kids and all that, but yeah, I'll get a good leg day session going. And then kind of like what a good like a quick upper body. It's all about being efficient. I try to let my wife sleep in the morning, so I get the kids in here with me, and then it just all depends, because it does start heating up, and I watch them. They have their water and all that. They're growing up in Arizona, so they're gonna have to be used to the heat. Yeah, they're fine. I got the fans going. Once they start getting comfortable, I'll get them. I get them in. But yeah, so I just gotta, every rep and set's gotta, I gotta have something behind it, because it could be my last. The baby could just be like, screw it, I'm over. I want to go inside. So, yeah, that's kind of where I am with the kiddos. Yeah. So the goal of this podcast, I really want to. Well, first off, I would say, shout out to. Gosh, man, there's this whole movement thing on TikTok. It's this whole dads supporting dads thing, which is super cool. A bunch of dads helping guys get their following up to, it was like 10,000 or something. I don't know the whole thing. I'm still getting used to the TikTok and the Instagram and the YouTube and all this, and I watched plenty of videos how to use OBS Studios to do my pod. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there for dudes. It's but I'm like, gosh, man, there's not. Yeah, like there's the Manosphere. You got the Tates and whoever Goggins, and you got Jocko. Jocko's great, but I mean, like, all those guys are about pushing the limit and stuff, and it's like, gosh, man, it's like, dude, like, I mean, it's like none of you guys have been up at 3:00 in the morning with a crying baby, and a frustrated wife, and now two crying kids, and a kid being sick, and then it's like, okay, all right, well, I got like an hour and a half. Like, do I sleep or do I train? What do I do? And then I still got to go to work right after that, and so you suck it up, and you're just like, all right, I just got to be tired all the time. So, and I'm just like, okay, well, like, none of that stuff is really it's not like realistic, for the normal working class man. So yeah, I just kind of had this was just kind of my idea, getting in here and talking with guys who are like-minded with fitness, outdoors, hunting stuff. I'm hoping to get some content of that. Shooting rifles, handguns. You guys are going to be able to follow me as I learn how to use my bow. Hopefully I'll catch on quick. We're hoping to get going and ready to go by like August. So I got a couple months just to get an idea for it. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. yeah, shout out to all the support. Everybody's who's been watching me, all my friends and all the followers off of social media. If you are in the Phoenix area and you're a dad and you're into fitness and outdoor stuff, and I would like to, and like you're a tradesman and you have a business. I would like to promote your business, and I'd like to have you on talk to talked about I'd like to ask dads with older kids advice, things that they're learning, and or that they have learned, and all that. We can kind of all like just support each other. Just let us know, let everybody know what they're going to be running into once they become dads. So yeah, well, that's it. You guys have a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I hope it's great. I'll be working Sunday because it's Sunday pay, and I will not be turning that down. But you guys have a great one. Be safe out there. Yeah, just be present for your kids. You don't have to watch all 6 reruns of Sports Center and whatever. If you have to, you can catch scores on your phone. I don't think it's not the Lakers or the Celtics in the NBA Finals, so I don't think nobody actually knows who's in there. Nobody cares. But all right. Well, you all have a blessed weekend. You guys take care. It'll probably be late tonight or Saturday morning when this comes out, and then yeah, I will see you guys Tuesday or Wednesday with my next one, and then I'll just keep popping up with reels throughout the week and my thoughts and all that. All right, God bless.